Alright, so before I go ahead and get started on this side, on the passenger side, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I have to do. Obviously, the tire's going to come off. These two bolts, plus one on the bottom to get this piece of the side skirt off. All of these inner fender screws have got to come undone. Then all the inner lining bolts got to come out so that lining can come out. You have a bolt here, 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 and here. There's two inside this nose piece connecting these two. There's one connecting here, right there. And then you have one behind the door up here. And then, like I said, because there's that gasket-looking glue type sealer in here, I might have to break that out with my knife again to get it to pop loose. To get to some of these bolts up in the nose, I actually took my headlight out because there's a bolt here, there's going to be one right there, and then there's two that are a little bit easier to get to if this is all out. So I'm also going to pop my headlight out. Just a moment. Alright, and the headlight's all the way out. These back before I forget. And these are fairly simple. There's two screws on each side, and there's two at the top, and then there's a few at the underneath this piece that are holding this on from the inside, and you can take that whole piece off. All in all, it took me a lot longer to get that driver's side fender off because I had to dink around with this and figure out how to get it to bust loose. This one should hopefully only take me about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll find out if I'm actually that quick. I doubt it, but we'll find out. So. And then to keep track of everything, I just get the little baggies. I write, this is going to be the passenger fender, passenger headlight. And as I'm taking stuff off, I'll throw it in the bag, and then I'll take all these parts and I keep them together with the bagging. So my 4 screws. This slides right out. So with these 4 little screws removed, metal frame comes out, headlight pops out. And then the plug just pops right off, and the headlight's out. Now with the siding off, you can see I have a bolt here and a bolt here. A bolt here and here, and that holds the top cover on, so that's going to be the next thing to come off. cover comes off, exposing the rest of the headlight. Now I can get my hand around and I can still see what I'm doing down and around it. And the reason I took the headlight out is so that you can see some light down here. There's this bolt right here, and there's this bolt here, and this bolt here that need to come off. It's just way easier to do that coming from up top. That way I can fit my hands down there. So that's why I took the headlight out. So I'm going to go ahead and get those undone real quick. To reach the bolt that's up here, I find it easier using an extension. Now with these two, the rubber hood stops will come out. Make sure you don't lose those. So if you remember me telling you, there's also going to be one bolt behind the door. I'll get my light turned on here, right there. So we got to get that bolt out. We'll be working on getting the side skirt and mud flap and the inner fender well and tire out. So I had stopped filming for a while I was working on this door bolt because it was stuck and I couldn't get it out, just to find out that it was actually either cross-threaded or rusted in and the head sheared off. So now I'll have to take this door off, get that out, either retap it or drill it and put a helicoil in it. Alright, so if you've never taken off the under fender cover, you have a bolt that's usually right here, 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 and here. One down here. And then all these spots right here that you see, there's a couple of them up and around. The last ones are underneath this side skirt and mud flap, right here and right here. So we'll go ahead and get those pulled off real quick. Now that we've got those off, we'll see the amount of crap that just kind of falls out from in there. It's all kinds of garbage. And then we can get to the last two bolts for the fender down here. Or the inner fender lining. And I did forget there was one extra screw up here that holds the front underlining to the arch lining that you'll need to undo. Now that we've exposed underneath here, we can get to this crossbar right there. It's holding it on. And then I can get to this bolt right here, and then the two that are way up there in the nose that I mentioned earlier. I can undo all the electronics to the lights so that the side marker and that turn signal are all disconnected. And then it should pull off. Nothing else holding it on there. Now, here we go. I apologize, my light just died, so I'm not going to be able to show you the bolts that I'm taking out till after they're done, but I will show you again. Bolt one, or nut one out, and nut two. It looks like this one may have been pulled off at some point in the past. A few of the bolts, like the one in the door, are being stripped, and it just looks like there's a little bit of spray. Looking down at this already, you can see it's already starting to separate out without me having to do anything to it. So this one may have been pulled off in the past. Also, I don't know if it showed in the video, when I first started to pull off the inner wheel well fender, or the inner wheel well protector, two tools or two pieces of a tool fell out. One socket, and it looks like the end of an air tool. Both fell out of inside there, so it shows that somebody was probably in there at some point, but let's finish taking it off. I don't remember if it's actually connected or not, but just in case, because it's not coming off as easy as it should, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it anyway. Is this right here, because these side markers kind of help hold each other on. Pull this out. It should all separate out now. There we have it. The whole fender's off. So those the two nuts that I was telling you I was taking off, but I couldn't show you, they are up in the nose, all the way against right there, and then the ones on the bumper right there. So that's where those two were. Now I have access to, again, all of the wiring down here. When I go to redo the suspension, I have access to everything. And again, there's the mess that fell out. Alright, so I decided to give this nose a shot, maybe the bumper, depending. I was kind of right and I was kind of wrong. I meant to video while I was actually taking it all apart, but I forgot to turn it on. So I'll just go back and show you what had to be done. I was correct. There was two bolts here, two bolts here, two bolts here that needed to be undone. You also have to unscrew this corner light through here, so that way this whole piece can come out. And then for the Toyota grill piece right here, there's these two clips right here that pop through right there and there. And the passenger side clip for the grill was much harder than the driver's side because you have less room to get a pair of needle nose pliers in there. Once those came out, everything popped right off. Bolts that were back here, behind the grill. And once those bolts were off, this lifts right up. There it is. This hose right here that was connected, I have no idea what it's for. I have no idea what it's used for. And then there was also part of the horn assembly that had a clip that needed to be undone. Now that those are all undone, the nose piece lifts right off, and the nose is undone. Now I have a little bit more space and visibility of the front bumper, so I can figure out how to get two things that I already did, but I knew were going to have to be done for the bumper no matter what. I went ahead and I disconnected these corner pieces on both sides, and then I got underneath, and I went ahead and I undid the bolts, frame rail, so both of these can come out. And I have no idea if or what still needs to be disconnected. It doesn't look like there's anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it up. So when I said I couldn't really see anything else that needed to be pulled off, I did make a pretty big mistake, and I forgot that these fog lights still have connections running to them, and so I got to pull out that last little bit of wheel well protection and get those wires disconnected and removed, and then I'm pretty sure the bumper's ready to come out. So as you can see, I was finally able to get the front bumper off. I was having a hard time getting these clips undone to get the fog lights just unplugged, so I just decided I was going to unbolt the fog light. Made life a little bit easier. And I did forget one other thing. There's a plastic deal that wraps around these two lines and also gives a feed line for this. But I had to break the clip that was right here for it. I couldn't get the clip to undo, so I just broke it because why not? But yeah, now the front bumper's off. I'm able to get a little bit cleaner look at what's going on in here. This edge looks nice and straight. This other side does look like it might have been in a very light accident or something. You can see where it was kind of hit a little bit. So maybe at some point it was in a very light accident, but all in all, it looks way better than my other one. So now I can start tearing out all of this and getting it ready for paint. Thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because this will be a full video series on tearing down not just this Supra, but my other one, pulling the motor, making sure that all the motor parts are working correctly, getting all new belts, hoses, vacuum lines, getting that moved over into this one, getting this one painted, and then parting out my other one after I'm done. And I actually have two Supras that I'll be parting out, so there will be a lot of videos of tearing it down and kind of getting a feel for how all of that works. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll definitely look into seeing what I can do about them. Thank you, and you guys have a good one.